Welcome back to Let's Not Sugarcoat It. Season 3 is here and we're excited to dive into the core of communication, relationships, and leadership.
We're your hosts, Bella and Lee, a husband and wife duo with a successful business helping couples and organizations get it together to play a bigger game and elevate their relationships and performance.
We believe in keeping it real, so each week we'll bring you incredible guests, entrepreneurs sharing their authentic experiences, along with episodes featuring just the two of us tackling the tough topics.
So, if you're ready to enhance your connections and sharpen your leadership skills, you're in the right place. Let's get started.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Not Sugarcoat It. Today's guests are a power couple, Toby, Tanis, and Mario, Gereka. Toby is a respected radio talk host turned lifestyle entrepreneur and a founder of LIV Skincare and LIV Candles, brand rooted in intentional living and self-care. Mario is a seasoned publisher who previously led Boulevard Magazine and has now launched his newest venture, LIV Magazine, bringing a fresh version to modern luxury and lifestyle media. Together, they are building a shared brand rooted in creativity, entrepreneurship, and purpose-driven living. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I like that you called him seasoned. Because he is pretty spicy.
Yeah.
We'll just apologize now.
Yeah. Just in advance.
Yeah. So welcome to the show. We wanted to have you guys on because there's been a lot of changes. You guys have been in our community for a long time. You are
Even longer.
right in the public eye. And there's been a shift in what you've done. And now you're working together, your brand together. And how's that going?
Well, it's pretty good because we kind of each have our separate thing going on, the magazine and then my lifestyle brand. But the funny thing is, we just sort of stumbled into making it under one umbrella. And I think it was probably the smartest thing that we've done. But I was trying to come up with names and all these Lumiere and all these fancy names. And then one day we just looked at each other. Why don't we just call it LIV and build a lifestyle brand and
around the magazine.
Right. You have the marketing built in.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you live with a publisher of a magazine, I'm helping with the magazine, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're not the full creative eye and talent in the magazine?
No.
Can I tell the secret?
Sure.
Mario doesn't read his magazine.
Oh, okay.
No.
Never.
He looks at it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't read it.
I hire an editor. If I have to read the magazine, I hire the wrong person.
Right.
Sure. At the end of the day. But I still make sure everything is coming together nicely.
Yeah.
From the planning of the magazine to, having it finalized. But reading it, no.
He just has the eye. He has the eye. He knows what works.
I know what works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get to the
sense.
creative design is the layout. How
layout-
pretty it is.
He actually
I
has
have a designer for that. I don't do that either. It's just like, for me, it's mostly like who gets to be in the magazine.
Yeah.
So that
and sales.
Yeah.
Like make sure that people are motivated.
Yeah.
But creatively, I'm actually a visual person. So when I see things, like I look at you guys, you're a good looking couple. There's some things we can do. If you were ugly, we wouldn't be here. Actually.
Right? It is what it is.
There's that spice.
There is an appreciation for beautiful things. That's why we moved from Edmonton to Kelowna, right?
Because it was ugly.
Because it was ugly, right?
So then
and only
Edmonton has the river valley. There's that.
Sure, but I did not live there.
Not in the winter.
Not in the winter.
Free-flowing brown water.
Fair.
So I have a question because I feel like, you've been in the magazine world and publishing. What is one thing that you refuse to repeat that may go wrong? Do you know, like that you...
Politician.
Okay. Politics?
I stay out of it, yeah. Where are you looking at me?
Well, no, I never heard you talk about politics before.
Precisely.
I ran for politics and we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
I just like, that's the kind of stuff that people just get so emotional about. And in the magazine, especially, like I'm mostly in the lifestyle brand.
Yeah.
So let's talk about lifestyle, fashion, beauty, skincare, Botox, fat removal, whatever is out there, cars. But politics is, and it's
Is that what you meant? Like that to stay away from, or a mistake
it's just like
that he doesn't?
a mistake, like like in
mistake,
Boulevard, like let's say
something you learned from Boulevard.
you refuse to repeat. Like let's say there was a mistake that you made in Boulevard, how you run your business, the people that you surround yourself with, that you said to yourself, I will never do this again. Unless there isn't anything. That's amazing. But you always no. She has her hand up.
You do? What is it?
Well, because you struggled in that with having to take away time from sales. And, when it comes to a magazine, like, if you don't have sales, you don't have a magazine.
Yeah.
And so he spent a lot of time behind spreadsheets, doing reports. And this way, you spend more time.
Yeah. So actually, when it comes. Okay.
This is why.
Now I grab the concept here.
Okay.
So it's actually administrative work, like with anything,
Which has to be done.
Sure, but people that can do that. If you are a designer, you should spend your time designing. If you're an editor, you should spend your time editing. If you're a videographer, but if you're a salesperson, you should be on the street meeting people.
Yeah.
But if you have to sit behind a computer, type shit in, including CRM systems, like as wonderful as they might be, they're stupid because all these people are doing is typing information into a CRM system, which may or may not help down the road the odd fella.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help the fucking sale.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you out there talking to people, getting to know your clients, get to know anybody?
Yeah.
No, you're sitting behind your computer, typing things in. The amount of times where people just waste fucking time by just sitting behind a computer, nobody's productive.
Yeah.
You're not getting anything done just by typing stuff down.
So he's farmed a lot of that out. There's people doing specific jobs so he can focus on.
And there's people that love that shit.
Yeah.
They want to sit behind a computer because,
because they're good with numbers.
They're just good with numbers, or they just don't want to go out. They're introverted. They want to stay behind a computer.
Yeah.
Let them do that work.
I mean, that was our biggest lesson too, because we used to do absolutely everything. And when, the podcast turned to just myself, I realized how much I did not sit and answer the emails and get back like behind the administrative stuff, because that's not my passion. But then when all the other women, transition, I was like, why do I have 2,000 emails? Oh, yeah, I didn't actually do that. I was the one that was going out there. I was talking to people. That's my skill.
Yeah.
Getting the guests in, being in community, bringing that together. And I was like, I can't do. So we struggled for a couple of months, and then we finally said, okay, we need to get somebody. And I also somebody that is good at it instead of me having to train them. I don't want a person that is asking me the same freaking questions, and I'm spending even more time doing the same thing over and over.
Right.
So,
and you're bad at it.
I am.
So, and next thing you know, you're doing something you're bad at, which is going to result into bad things.
Yes.
So you're not going to be productive.
Exactly.
Can we go on record with what that bad thing is that you're admitting to? That you're not good at?
The bad thing is, really just staying on top of my emails. That's the only bad thing.
Well, that's a full stop.
Why don't you answer that question?
And then booking the podcast guests and getting all the paperwork out and all. Like, I do not do admin stuff. That I just don't do it anymore. And I had to do it, and I was bad at it.
Yeah. Then lesson learned.
Energetically, I was just like buying a slow,
you start to lose your passion for what you do like.
Right? Because I'm like, why am I standing here for like hours behind the computer? I should be out there because that's where I'm good at. Like that's And then as a couple too, we've learned what I'm good at in our business together and what he's good at, and then we trust each other to go in our lanes
and do the
job and take direction. How are you guys when it comes to bringing?
How do you take direction?
Well, I won't pretend that I know how to publish a magazine.
Yeah.
that is your department.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what women want for their faces and their skincare and the scent, right? That the scents that we produce and stuff, you pretty much.
I trust
he gives his opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Good at that.
He gives his opinion. But
like, again, same thing. Like, she is incredibly talented very creative.
However, I will say Canva is my vocabulary of bad words grew a lot.
Yeah.
Designing the labels for the products because I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But it took days. And our labels are very simple.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine. And then I got somebody to do something for me in Canva and they were done in 20 minutes. And so now I know that is the stuff you farm out.
I still have a hard time because I come from a photography, videography background. I did photography for 17 years, had a company, 10 photographers.
Okay.
I started with film, transitioned into that digital, so moved it through that era of, is digital going to be a thing? You know, we had the non-believers to the believers. So I still have a hard time letting our creative team do the reels. I need to have.
Oh God!
You like to have.
I like
you
to
gotta
have the.
drop that. Like
I do have
quick.
to. Yes.
I get that though. That control is hard too.
It's hard, and also because I'm not in it 24/7. So maybe what I think at my age and my technical
old are you?
knowledge, I'm 45,
okay,
going up 46 in March.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this year, ask this guy how old he is.
How old are you?
Not 45.
Are you younger?
Yeah.
He is younger.
Oh, look at you
Look
two
at
old
I
cougars.
know.
Go with- younger man.
Yeah.
Mario's also 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 45, but
Yeah.
the lady is 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could not tell the difference here.
No.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You,
I'm
Yeah, but-
42 though.
You're 42.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Yeah.
we're 4 years.
We're
almost
all in
four-
that
same
mid 40s.
mid
That's right.
40s.
We're all technically in the same
He
decade.
looks
Like
Yeah.
42 to
40s.
52. Yeah.
We're gonna get him some Botox here soon. So get these.
Why? Look,
those
it's 4 this is already
I'll
showing.
just give you a brilliant stick. You just
Listen,
rub that
all
under your eye.
I got all the confirmation I ever needed about how handsome I am from Mario. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm good. Yeah. I'm
Because he
I'm
would tell him if you
I'm at peace now.
Because if you
Yeah.
were me, I would tell you too.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't even be here to tell me.
Yeah.
No.
He would have been a no-show.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror.
Yeah.
That's right.
No.
But yes, it's definitely find what you're good at.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
as we explore this more, because this is fairly new, Mario
Yeah.
launched the magazine in,
8 months ago.
so our 4th issue just came out?
Mhm.
Yeah, 4th issue.
Yeah. And how's it going?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because you have like amazing relationships within
Probably.
the community? You
Yeah.
come in and so
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. But it's also like I'm also understand both audiences, the advertisers
Mhm.
and the reader, which are
Yeah.
mostly women. And like when the advertisers are, their objective is to get business somehow.
Yeah.
And well, I listen, who is the consumer? Well,
Yeah.
who buys the most shit in your house?
Yeah.
You do.
I do.
So you just provide the content to them that
Mhm.
we end up then paying for one way or the other.
Yeah.
And
He knows about women. He's
yeah,
got 4
I
daughters,
got-
2 stepdaughters,
Yeah.
a wife.
yeah, 2
Yeah.
ex-wives.
Yeah.
Like, it goes on.
That may not work in your favor as far as understanding
It
women.
doesn't
but-
real, yeah, it's not real good. On paper, you're not great.
No.
In life, you're delightful. But what Mario does differently, and what I think he struggles with, especially when he's looking for people to join his team,
Mhm.
is that Mario goes out and talks to people.
Mm.
He's not that sort of new variety of salesperson that sits at their desk, sends out emails,
Yeah.
makes phone calls, maybe
Mhm.
texts.
Yeah.
Like Mario will show up at your business. And the people who used to really not like that, they're some of his good friends now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have
Because
pretty close friends.
Mario doesn't call you, he FaceTimes you.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that because like we're going through a bit of a website redesign,
Mhm.
and our designer, they keep putting in like every other paragraph there's like call to action, call to action, call to action, call, like, and it's like that's not how we lead gen our business.
No,
Like
it is.
we earn our clients on the airplanes,
Oh my God.
sitting up at the bar, right? Like point is having real conversations in the moment with people. It's usually not about business.
Never,
Yes.
Right?
Actually.
And then everything else just comes naturally afterwards.
yeah.
I mean, like our last business trip, we were sitting, happened to be Power Gen in San Antonio. And we didn't even know. Stayed in a hotel where a lot of the people that were going to the conference came after And we strummed up so much business just sitting at the bar, talking first about wine and building that relationship that is like that art of like genuine relationship is kind of fading.
It is. I worry for
The
our little
connection.
technology kids because it's that face to face. Because he would, every time he was back in town, because he lives in Victoria as well, magazines in Victoria, Vancouver, and Kelowna, and he would always be going for coffee or going to meet someone, like always these people. And I'm like, are they even advertising with you? He's like, oh, not right now.
Yeah.
But you have a relationship with them and they come in and they come out and it's just maintaining those. Like it really actually taught me a lot.
And I realized too, when we were swinging with the stars doing the dance and we had to go out there and raise money. I mean, I was out there because I was building relationship. I wasn't just calling. I was physically going and taking out people to coffee, showing up and being like, hey, this is for a good cause. And the people that could have donated to somewhere else, they came to us because
now they
of
have
that
a
relationship versus just a cold call. It is. And how's it shifted too? Because again, magazine, now digital world, everybody's saying paper is dead. Newspaper,
No.
magazines, all that kind of stuff. I remember when I was younger, Save on Food, Superstore, whatever, you had like all the trash magazines and you're like, yeah.
Right in there at the till,
And I was buying. I have not bought a magazine in a very long time. I mean,
you don't have to pay for LIV.
No, but still, like it's just like.
Well, I think of my mom and Vogue magazine, like all the Vogue magazines that she bought and all that. But there is that whole analog movement right now, right?
Yeah.
Like our kids are craving, like, oh, what's a film camera?
Yeah.
What's a cassette? I don't think we'll go back that far, but it's kind of cool. And when the magazine comes out and you see people get excited to like friends of mine, Mario hand delivers it to their house and she waits for it.
Yeah.
My friend, like to be on her doorstep so she can have her coffee. And there's something about the magazine.
And it's like even the guys that deliver the magazines, when they deliver it to the door, people get excited about it. Oh my God, this is wonderful. I mean, like everything, if you have a shitty product, people don't want it. If you create anything, if it's well done, it's going to be well received. Like what made Toby's product so successful? Well designed. Well, it smells great. It's good for your skin. It's local. Why wouldn't you buy that? So everything else follows. It's the problem when people follow when they chase the money, the dollar, nothing comes out of that.
Yeah.
You get the short little fix here or there. But if you enjoy some things and you want to help people, same as with the relationship, things will come naturally.
Yeah.
So how is like LIV different than from where you were before? Like what is it about this magazine that makes it so much more different than Boulevard?
First, with Boulevard, I had I published 3 magazines in 3 different communities. With LIV Magazine, actually, we have one magazine.
You had 4 and 5 at one point.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. That is actually in all markets. So what I did, and this is what I've learned with Boulevard, is advertisers wanted to advertise everywhere. But in print, most expenses is the print.
Yeah.
So I found a way to combine it and make each market unique to itself. So, for instance, the LIV Okanagan starts with the Okanagan content. Then you keep going, it becomes Vancouver content and then Victoria content. Well, in Victoria, it starts with Victoria, goes to Vancouver, goes to the Okanagan. So as a reader, you open it's your local magazine because it's local advertiser, local content, everything is local, and then you get a little bit of a taste in Vancouver.
Because we all like to go to the big city,
right?
So
you guys go to Vancouver. You go to Victoria.
Yeah.
Victoria comes to Kelowna. These 3 communities are so connected with one another. Does it mean you really want to know what's going on in town? Not really. But if you happen to get a local magazine with some of the content too, you're gonna read it.
Yeah, because we do. That's a really actually quite clever. I know, right?
And there's a lot of advertisers who you don't realize that they do business in those 3 cities.
Because it's like when we were looking at the magazine and then we're going to be doing some advertising with you guys, I was like, okay, well, maybe we want to be in Vancouver because we have a lot of business in Vancouver. But now you're saying that you're going to be there anyway. So I'm like, that is brilliant.
It's awesome.
I had a meeting on Tuesday with the wedding store, or like a wedding dresses.
Bridal shop. Yeah.
Bridal shop. Thank you. And she said that actually a lot of her business comes out of Kelowna. Because we have bridal shops here too, but maybe one is
people just want.
So next thing you know, she said, actually, this is perfect. Because our community, we are connected. The amount of times I sit on a ferry and I see people from Kelowna or the other, or I'm in Vancouver, Pack Rim, actually, one of my advertisers. I'm sitting in the Pack Rim. I'm seeing people from Kelowna walking in and staying there, or the Fairmont Waterfront, or the Empress. Like, we are so connected with one another. Well, let's give each other the content we want.
Yeah. And I love that. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it actually worked out really well.
It worked.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You have to reinvent yourself and kind of...
Well, you cut your press costs. So that's, so it's actually a feasible business.
And the advertisers themselves, like, here's the other thing. How do I stand out? Well, there is no other magazine. Well, not entirely. There is some other magazines. But our content is on Apple News.
Mm-hmm.
Try to find a local magazine that is on Apple News. There is nobody. And we have a tremendous amount of traffic there a month. So people that are going to be in the magazine are also going to be in Apple News. We're one of the only magazines that has their own app. So we have about 3,800 people that already downloaded our app that are reading our content. Then we have a newsletter database that we send emails out. Like we do it all.
Yeah.
Very simple. And you reach everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And then, of course, our podcast too.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when we talk about reinvention, then why go into what you've now started, and how did making that decision also, like, just sharing the brand, and how's that working together?
I think because I saw his genuine excitement, and I am kind of an entrepreneur at heart. I love broadcasting. I love my radio job. Yay, Beach Radio. Like, I love that. And I love working with Aura. But I knew there was still something else in me. And I was turning 50 just like last year. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, this would be the time to do it. And I'm so fortunate that I have a partner that is open to that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of men who had just been let go from their job and were doing an upstart, and then their wife says, and now I would like to start a business, because that just means spending money, really. Initially, it's a lot of output. But he was so on board. And for me, it was, they say, like, if you're going to start a business, there's got to be a problem. You've got to solve a problem.
Yeah.
And so last winter, I was campaigning for politics, for a political position. And so I was door knocking all winter.
Yeah.
So I was outside every day. And my skin was so beat up from just the weather. And so I had a chapstick. So I was putting chapstick under my eyes every day. So just to keep them moist. And then when we were talking about a business and stuff, I was like, there's got to be something better than chapstick to put on your face.
Yeah.
and so I knew about this formulator in the Okanagan, and friends of mine had done some projects with her. So I just took her my chapstick. And then I got in my head that, well, we might as well do a kit. We might as well do a trio, right? Because then that's fun. And so there were two other products I loved. Was like I called it spackle, but it was like a filler, like a blur primer, and then a setting spray, because my daughters told me that you have to have a setting spray. So I took these things to her. I took the things that I used, took them to her. She kind of made these formulations. Like, I told her what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them. And then she just came up with these products, and really, she did an amazing job. There weren't too many like iterations of it.
Yeah.
Like there was this, okay, let's tweak this and let's tweak that. And there's been a few things, but it's so handy to have it local.
Yeah.
Just drive over there, gives you a tester. And that's how it started. It was dry skin, really. And so I thought, in this age of, we want Canadian businesses, people like local stuff, women owned, like, it's just, and it's really just genuine. I'm not trying to get rich. I just want people to genuinely feel good. Well,
I mean, if it happens.
If it happens.
Yeah. But it's not even that, because now it's just really become about middle-aged women. I hate saying middle-aged, but women who are now in
Mature
this spot.
women.
Yeah, but we're not so needed. Like, a lot of us, our kids are gone. Your kids are self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Well, no, but they can. You don't need to feed them.
No.
You know, like you buy their food, but you don't need to you spoon. You don't have to spoon feed
well, I
them.
mean, we do have a puppy now, so
So we do have a baby.
But it's just about ritual, and I think that's what I'm trying to show women, that if you take that 5 or 10 minutes a day for yourself, it's so much better for everybody else in your life. Because I was coming home from work, putting on like old clothes I didn't want to wear out anymore. So I'd put on these old clothes, drink out of an old shaker cup. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, put on some nice loungewear, drink out of a nice glass.
Yeah. That's
Take care of your skin and make it easy. So you want to, so I actually look forward to doing it, you know?
And I can totally relate, because even if I'm lounging, even if I'm home, when I do those things for myself, I feel better about myself, and then I'm in a better mood. Therefore, I show up better for my family, and then I get more creative and whatnot. But if, there has been times where you're just like in the slumpa-lampas, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just watch Netflix, because you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to instill that into my children. Just because you're home, because there's a lot of influence, outside influence, because as Europeans, we don't leave the house with our pajamas on. We always have our, face on and our hair done.
Yes.
Because you never know who you're going to run into. That's the whole saying.
Yes, because you will for sure run into a lot of people if you don't.
But my kids are like, well, no, it's like we're just home, or nobody cares. I'm like, but
just going to
care.
school.
Yes, right? No, you need to make sure that you feel good about yourself, and how you look, and take care of your
like it's not self-centered, it's self-respect. Like have respect for yourself, and it really does, I think, inspire other people too. Like I go to work at 5 a.m. I could roll out of bed and throw anything on and throw a hat on and go. I work in radio. I like, it wouldn't really matter, but I get up, wash my face, have a shower, whatever, curl my hair, put on makeup, because then when I get there, I'm like,
because her husband is in the kitchen making breakfast for her, so she doesn't have to do that.
And he's not in town. I have to get up a little bit earlier. But
there's always Starbucks egg bites.
I don't buy them in the freezer. I make them on Sundays. But I just think it's really about taking a moment for yourself, because you're so much better if you just take that minute. And whether it's, self-care, like whether it's sauna or cold, whatever it is for you, just do it, because it's usually the first thing to go if there's not time, you know. And I caught myself doing that. Like, we love to sauna, and I was like, oh, I'm just so tired, I'm just not going to do it. And then I thought, no, you're going to. It makes me feel so much better. Why is that the thing that's going? No, the laundry can wait. I'm going to do this.
And the laundry waits.
Mario does laundry.
Oh, you know what?
It makes our relationship so much better.
Well, we have a babcha living with us, so I do not do our laundry either.
That's so nice.
So that's the one. Well, there are other benefits, but that's one thing that
she takes care of
is she loves to clean, and I love to cook. So she hates cooking.
Perfect.
And I hate cleaning. So it's a match made in heaven.
Perfect.
In that aspect.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I hate both. So it works out great.
He irons.
I'll do all the ironing, right? I'm out of the two of us, I'm more of the OCD tendencies. So I like things kind of
I had to iron myself today, and I was like, oh man, dude, like, because he was in the shower, I'm like, I better iron this, or he's gonna give me the look.
He'll be like,
because I'm not this perfect. Like, I will have a crinkle. I might put a crease in places that they're not supposed to.
That's right.
Yes, you seem very put together. Like,
Yeah. I mean, the longest part of my day is doing my hair.
But, thanks forever.
I'm out on the front porch with the smoker, or out back on the barbecue, right? So when it comes to like contributing to food, I'm just like, what can we barbecue?
Yeah, well, that's good. You live in the right place. You can barbecue year round.
That's right.
You know how the most thing you contribute to is the income, the card that I'm like, ooh, another package at my friend's party.
I saw your reel when you were like, and who pays for this? And we were on our cruise, and I was like, oh, this is like, she's like, she pays for everything.
I pay for everything with his credit cards.
It was funny. I know I was going to show it to you, but I wanted to see the end, and then it was funny. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
But again, it's like money comes, money goes, like we make good of different things, right?
That's right. Yeah,
I mean, we make money. It's our business together, but a lot of the time he's the one that's traveling a lot more, meeting up with clients, because I am not going to go out on a construction site with hard hat and boots on.
Well, you look pretty cute.
But you know what? When it's in Toronto and it's like minus
20,
whatever with a blizzard, I'd be like,
you go, honey.
I'll see you home when you come back.
She's like, oh, you're going down to San Antonio? She's like, get me a ticket. I'm coming.
No, but I'm the one that got up in the morning to have coffee with a potential big client.
No, absolutely. Like you said, there's many facets to generating revenue.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's the end product that the client is paying for. But then there's all the other things that go into getting to that point. So like we're both great at like sales, rolling people into working with us. I suck at conversion. Right? So I'm great at getting people interested in our business, right? So is she. But when it comes to like getting the contacts from them and then the next step of like keeping that relationship and then converting them over to like a paying client, that's where her skill set really lies.
So you talk too much, don't bring it home. And you then...
you know what? He'll bring it in. Yeah, 100%. But the follow back.
Yeah, follow up.
That's what that doesn't sound right. Follow up is key. And because he gets so into his work, he gets zoned in.
I'm actually shitty at that too. So I'm having that. But I'm trying to use like AI or some stuff to make sure that, and I started using a couple of tools.
Like to keep in touch with people?
No, but like to just, when I get an email, it automatically drafts up a response and then you can read it.
Yeah.
And adjust it.
Yeah. And that's where, but if you have 300 emails a day and you meet people out, like shit falls through the crack. It has to.
Yeah.
You know? And so we're getting better at that, where like we've got an EA now, right? An executive assistant who, when we get content, whether it's a phone number or text message, whatever it is just like screenshot that, send it to him. Then he puts it in the calendar, prompts us to follow up, things like that, which really, really helps.
Yeah.
But again, it's all about finding what you're both good at and able to bring it home.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's where
we.
So where do you guys struggle?
Where do we struggle? Oh, okay. Let's
turn the table.
We're all interviewers.
That's right. Exactly, right. I think our biggest struggle, which we kind of sorted out, was the fact that where we wanted to take the business and where it's going shifted. And he's not a social media guy. And the way where we wanted to take the business, where you wanted to take the business, was very much focused on being present online, which he struggles
to. But you don't like that.
He doesn't like it. He says he doesn't mind it, but it's been like a year, and I can no longer be the person.
Yeah, it's the consistency of doing it right all the time. Right.
3 times a day, like posting.
Yes, it's a job.
It is a job, and he's not doing it. So it created tension between us because I didn't want to be the one that's constantly nagging him. And then we had a sit down at the beginning of this year, pulled our website, completely changed directions, because again, when there's friction, I'm all about energy, right? Like if something is flowing, you go with that versus, no, I said I was going to do this one thing, so I have to do it, but it's like sticky.
I don't want,
I'm
not feeling
and
it. Yeah.
There's tension. And once we let that go, our business literally in the last month or so tripled.
Wow.
In how we are approaching and who is coming into our space. The fact that we ended up in that Power Gen conference, our clients signing like big ass retainers, paying a shit ton of money for our services, possibly going overseas just because of a shift. It's like the universe is just like, you're right. Let that go.
Hello, you got it. Yeah.
Because the energy where I was going, I was feeling like I was pulling him to get on social. And it just wasn't aligned. And then once we let that go, and
so conclusion, he's still not going on social.
He's not still going.
And you're just gonna embrace it. So you embrace the social, and he doesn't.
No, we're just, instead of doing B2C, we're sticking with B2B. But our clients that are coming in, we're still gonna have to travel, but not as much as we're traveling per se now, because the way we roll out our business is differently now. so that we can do a lot more on Zoom, not physical.
Right.
Yes, there needs to be, but it's just how we're doing business shifted versus changing our business model where now we're going to coach thousands of people
Online.
on one, but it's not aligned. That's not where our strengths
That
were.
was the idea.
That was the idea.
That's not where it flowed.
Well, this is precisely even with the magazine. Know where your audience is and cater to them and what they want. Listen to your customers.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't do that anymore. They force their agenda onto them that is not what they want.
Yeah.
So listen to them.
Because you have this idea of, no, this is what I'm
and
doing.
And everybody's bombarding you too. Like you go online, you go on, let's say, Instagram. Every other, I think it's just the algorithm for me. Every other, reel, whatever, somebody's like, I'm making $1 million bucks in 1 month, blah, 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 right? And it's like, okay, but what did it take you to get there? You didn't get it with just one system, you had coaches. It took you years.
And they're trying to sell you something,
but
right?
now they're trying to sell their systems, right? So a lot of people get on, it's like the only way to make the money is through online, but it's not true. There's so much abundance of money to do business the way we're even doing business right now. It's crazy, but you get in your head, it's like, okay, it's shifting with AI and this, just like with magazine, like paper, your audience, what they love. Some people might be like, oh my gosh, why would you start a magazine in this economy, in this world? But your client, what you bring to the table. And it's not just the magazine, the content, but it's you. And that's
because he genuinely wants to help businesses. They're his clients. That's the thing with him.
Yeah.
He wants, and when the economy's not great, that's when you actually need to advertise, right? Like that's when you need to tell people, like, we're here. And because, where we live, if you're talking local, there's money here.
But it's also like, it is the community, like the people that supported you. And like for me, like I in my time in Canada, I published, let's just say I worked between 4 different companies and I published 4 different magazines.
Mm-hmm.
This would be number 5 now, but this is my own. And I have a lot of advertisers that followed me through all these magazines because I was always invested in them, not so much about me making money. It was more about like coming up with an idea that helps them to promote their business.
Like he's told people, they'll be like, okay, well, I'll do a page. He's like, you don't need a page.
Yeah.
You can do a half page. You can do a quarter.
Like it's about long term.
But he knows what.
I know what works. Like you hire, when you go to the doctor and your heart surgeon, help me fix my heart. You're not going to tell them how to fix your heart.
Yeah.
Well, and you're better off getting somebody to advertise with a small amount of money for a long period of time, if that's what gets them results, versus spending a lot of money. They don't really get the results, and so it's a short period that they advertise with you.
And there's that mentality that if you spend a lot of money, you should have and if you know advertising, it's a build, right? Like I know I work in radio, and that's what our sales reps tell people too. Is like you just because you're on the radio doesn't mean people are banging down your doors. But 3-4 months down the road, what's that thing we hear on the radio all the time?
Yeah.
Like when you need a sink, like it does build.
And I had this advertiser today that is advertising with me, and he actually said, oh, Mario, I'm sure you want all my money to spend it with you. And I said, no, you need to do radio. You need to do billboards. You need to advertise in the newspaper if you have to. Be diverse.
Yeah.
Do Google ads or whatever the fuck it is. You just have to. When you run a business, you have to do it all because you never know where your clients are. But if you put yourself in one position, actually, I had this one client. He didn't ended up publishing or being in the magazine, and he's like, oh, I'm spending all my money online, so I'm getting all my business online. I'm like, well, then you can't get any business from anywhere else. If you don't advertise anywhere else, you can't get any business from anywhere else. Yeah. He's like, well, he stayed online anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Everybody has their cup of tea, but even for myself, advertising online, it's not cheap.
No.
And it's just because you see a graph that tells you, oh, I had 300 people on my website. Who gives a shit?
Well, that's what I deal with, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like you can have thousands of people see, but how many do you convert?
How many
Nobody
clicks?
buys, and then people don't buy.
Right, and then you're spending all this time. So thankfully, I have a magazine that I can advertise in.
Yeah, so again, you are
that's my thing for 2026. I have to figure out, like it's an e-com brand.
Yeah.
I spend so much time on social media and advertising online, and then I still run into people, oh, what are you doing these days? Like, reels every day,
Yeah.
like ads every day. But so
Yeah.
like, how do you not know? But you can't assume everybody's seeing everything
That's
you do.
right.
Nope.
No, that's right. And I mean, how you go about, so I think one of the big learnings, right, going back to what we're talking about for us is like, everyone talks about scaling, but it's really important to focus on how you scale, and you can't scale everything at once. So if we go back to this idea, right, about moving from our core business, which is B2B, being able to move into a B2C market. Well, our B2B market that we're in wasn't scaled yet to a point where it's like you can now free up some of your time and energy and now focus on building the B2C. So it was like, oh, we have this idea and we think that it's going to be a great market. We provide a great product and service. Let's go now and build that at the same time where we're still kind of building out the B2B, right? So then when 80 to 100% of your time is focused on sustaining and still building the B2B, and then it's like, okay, now we're also going to go build out this B2C. It's just like
who's doing that? Yeah.
Right.
When?
Right. And so there was just way too much resistance, right? So there's that energetic piece, but then there was also the communication aspect, right? Because, she would look at me and be like, hey, so the words out of your mouth is you want to build this B2C part of the business, but your actions are you're always focused on the B2B side of our business, right? And so then that creates confusion and misalignment because it's like, she's then all enrolled in doing the B2C part to try and get that going, but my actions are still focused on the B2B because it has to be there.
So then she's basically like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's right. Yeah.
1,000%. And so then
literally my words. What the fuck are we doing?
So we finally got to a point where we're just like, okay, even though this is a great idea, we don't need to say no to it, but it's also not a yes right now. So it's a not now.
It's over
right
here now.
It's a not now. We need to focus all of our energy in continuing down the B2B path and building that up to a point where we've got some sustainability there, where we can where our business takes care of our clients there, not just me and not just her. Then we can start focusing on building up another part of the business.
We started hiring people. We're thinking about hiring even more people to kind of take certain parts that he doesn't have to do or I don't have to do, and then have them go do the travel. So then again, freeing up that time.
Yes.
But we can't do it all.
No.
Right?
You gotta
so
find
we couldn't do what we wanted to do because this hasn't it's scaling, but we're scrambling because we need the people, we need the manpower now,
right,
to then sustain that piece.
And then when we made that decision, when we got clear on that, we had that initial kind of uncomfortable conversation, got clear on what we needed to do. Then all of a sudden, it's not like we're fighting each other internally in the business and then trying to get clients. Now we're aligned. And so naturally it's just everything now just seems to be flowing.
Gosh, it's like, I'm like, look, I was telling San Antonio, big possible clients were in communication with Europe and all that kind of stuff. And then we get on one of the flights in LA and I'm just like, how come I'm not sitting in business class? And he's like, okay, next trip. We get to the thing and then we got upgraded to business class.
That's fun.
And the two guys that was sitting next to us actually recognized us from flying to San Antonio. And they're in the business that we cater to. And now we have contract with, like, it's just moving, right? Like, it's just, you never know. You're open now. And now that energetically, it's like, yes, it's aligned. Our conversations are aligned versus like, what are we doing? How are we doing this? Like, right? There was a lot of tension and energy unnecessarily going into a place that hasn't quite picked up
developed
yet.
Yeah.
It was just a little more complex than just not going on social media.
Yeah.
So I wanted to provide that context.
But so that's kind of that shift, and we're always growing and we're always learning and finding ways to communicate with each other and not.
Well, you guys are a little bit like polar opposite, eh?
Yeah.
Because you like a bouncing fucking puppy and you more the, take a chill pill.
Yeah.
I'm like a duck on water.
Toby and I were actually similar when it comes to that too, because Toby loves the camera and the camera loves her, and she loves doing all the shit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I really
But
don't.
yet you do.
I do. But I don't love it. Like
Yeah.
I do it, but am I in love with it? No. But I'm enjoying my podcast that I'm doing myself too. But I'm not. I don't love my accent, the way I sound.
That will
We love
come
the
with
way you
time.
sound.
I don't mind it.
I don't.
I don't mind
it.
At some point, I just like whatever it is. However I
It is
pronounce
what it is.
it,
Yeah.
it's gonna come out.
I mean-
it's just part of the charm.
That's right.
I enjoy accents. I love it.
Yeah.
I love an accent.
So, how long you've been in Canada for have such a strong accent?
Well, Angelina's 18.
I think it's like 23 years, maybe.
Okay.
One day it'll go away.
No, it's not. I've been here
I
35
know.
years.
No, my wife
and-
likes the accent.
Yeah.
I will keep us.
Yes, you will.
I was gonna say, can you turn it on higher?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he only speaks German to his kids.
Yeah.
And then all his German friends. So there's a lot of German
Like,
being spoken.
yeah.
He
But
holds
if you
the-
would like me to do it a little stronger, I can certainly do this. But this is not a very nice accent. But I could.
Yeah.
Would you prefer?
But you have a nice German lilt.
lilt?
Well, like when you speak German.
Yeah, I sound
He
very
speaks
good.
high
I sound
German.
very good in German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ich spreche Deutsch ein bisschen, but that's it. But I like
Well, then you don't speak German.
no.
Well, what did you
I
say?
understand a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well, Polish.
Yeah.
We're neighbors.
But I used to live in Austria for 2 years, so I spoke fluent German.
Oh, really?
So it's in there somewhere. So
It would just
Duolingo.
be coming. Yeah.
So understanding it is better than speaking because I don't have anybody to practice with.
and that's
right?
actually my kids.
Yeah.
They understand everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They just don't speak it.
Yeah.
But
It's like our
kids
girls
too.
with Polish.
You know,
Yeah.
it's so funny because they're like, babcia, when you and mommy speak Polish, we understand what you're talking about because she thinks if she's talking in Polish that they don't
It's
understand
like
just 'cause they're-
spelling something
Yeah.
for the dog.
Oh, but they do understand.
But they do. So if you're
Oh.
if you're gonna talk behind our backs to each other in Polish, make sure we're not because we understand. I'm like, okay.
But
Okay,
your
those
mom-
days are done.
Your mom
Yeah.
also thinks that if she speaks Polish but speaks it slower,
yeah.
then I'll understand it. Right? I'll learn the language if she just
Says
speaks
it
it
slower.
slower.
Polish to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She will say
Yeah.
it
And you're like,
very
I'm not retarded.
slowly.
I speak Polish.
Yeah. Yeah. It just
So-
helps with the translation. But
It was hilarious because we were actually playing, we were sitting at the table yesterday and we were like, because we have a student, I'm like, Jesseline, say something very slowly in Spanish to my mom. Let's see if she
you're just
understands.
pranking her.
Oh, you
yeah.
you turned the tables.
We did turn
Yeah.
the tables, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
How
So-
did she like that one?
Yeah. Well,
She had a laugh. Probably.
she has but she's losing her
Mine?
English. Yeah. We're all losing our little mind.
We are.
We
We're
all-
all losing our minds
We
very
have a
slowly.
house of, because you have a household full of girls
Yeah.
and we have a household
Full
full
of,
of girls.
yeah.
So let's ask these men. And entrepreneurship and business, there's a lot of ins and outs. How do you manage the estrogen in the house?
I'm going to go back to that like cool, calm, collected statement you said. I mean, that's a key thing for me,
What is
right? Is just not getting enrolled in all the chaos sometimes, right?
You
'Cause-
just kind of let it
Yeah,
flow in front
But
of you.
my role in the household 90% of the time is to balance the energy, right? That's how I see it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I just shut it down. Yeah. there is a since it's all this topics about masculinity and femininity, like at some point a man just has to put the foot down at the end of the day. And with my girls, and they're incredible girls.
They
They're
are
good girls.
very well
Um,
behaved.
but they push the bear,
Mm-hmm.
Poke the bear.
and you don't go far. Like I don't have particular patience. You are a patient fella. I'm not. I'm like even her daughters felt that too. Like you can't take it far. But then they're great. Like it just balance,
Mm-hmm.
yin and yang. You just balance itself out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like how do
Well, and they only are with you every second week, so
Yeah.
they get a break.
yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's also, so what I'm not saying is being a pushover, right? Like there's still boundaries.
still have a line,
right? There's
yeah.
I'm still firm with them.
Yeah.
And there's many a times where like when
You
I'm
are
around,
the firm one.
I step in and be like, nuh-uh, right? That's not how you talk to your babcha, talk to your mom, right? And we have they get some coaching, right?
Yeah.
And on how to be respectful, because I mean,
that's the thing is this, it's like when you're not around, right? It's always just like moms always get the brunt of the emotional energy, I'm going to say. And because our girls are 13, so periods just came into the mix.
Yeah.
So it's the other day, one of our girls was very emotional. We joked about something, and then we were like, yeah, you're awesome. And it upset her. She went and cried. And we're like, what is happening? And I asked her, I'm like, are you going to get your period? And she's like, I don't know. And I looked at the chart. I'm like, yeah. And then the next day she got it. So I'm like, see, like, you're just learning how to do the hormones. However, I'm also like perimenopausal, like 45, 46, your hormones start changing, depleting. And then we have my mom.
Wow.
It's 3 generations under one roof.
3 generations. It is. It's just.
How good is her English? Is she watching your podcast?
Yeah, she barely will understand now. No, she will understand some of it, but she doesn't listen anymore. She didn't like it when we were doing the book and speaker series, and I was talking about how I experienced my childhood versus how she experienced it for me. Right? That they never did anything wrong. It's that generation that you don't talk about your feelings.
They don't talk. Yeah,
they don't talk about your feelings. You just say yes,
no.
So that's So we're trying to navigate too.
You got all of that.
You have a very different relationship with your kids than you had with your mom growing up.
Yeah, and so you've got all these dynamics in the house, and then you're trying to build a business, and you're trying to build it together, right? With your partners in business and your partners at home.
Yeah.
And those are 2 very different things.
Yeah.
Right. And you can't operate the business like you operate the household, although there are some things that have some crossover, but you got to learn how to not carry certain things into the business and business into the household, and then find time. No, you got to make time to be able to not do
business, not talk business.
Right. To focus on the kids, to focus on each other. Because just because we spend a lot of time together working the business doesn't mean that we're building the relationship connection.
Right.
Right. And so then we got to take time. Okay.
Let's go on a date night.
Yeah. And we're not going to talk about work.
It's hard.
That's what I had great role models because my parents, they grew up 2 doors apart from each other.
Yeah.
So their families were friends. Then they got married and went into business together. So my parents have worked literally lived their lives together and in business. And growing up, I don't remember a lot of business talk at home.
Yeah.
But they went to an office every day.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
And they're like 72 and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah. So how are you guys keeping it together?
Being apart 1 week.
Yeah. We No, he's right. It's right. It's right. Every Sunday, Mario is either coming to the Okanagan or leaving for Victoria. So we know we have that week apart. But I mean, we talk
every day,
multiple times a day.
Yeah, but it's like still you go to bed alone and you're like, Toby then has the puppies and does all that.
But like with work, I mean, I guess we do talk about work a lot. That's really...
Because I was going to say, that is not just the simple answer. I mean, it is a simple answer, but it can't be the full because
when we're on the phone, he's talking about his clients.
Because we travel as much as we can together, right? But there's tons of times where we're not. Right. Yeah. I'm going one place, she's going another, she's still here, I'm gone somewhere. So same thing. We're not together. And I think that adds an extra challenge because when you're physically apart, how do you continue to, keep that connection there, right? With each other.
When we come home, we have to have sex. Actually, like I can actually tell if we're delayed by a day, it's the pissing contest. you got to make sure, like, it is, it is. It's like,
so physical connection is important.
Important.
It is.
But then also, Toby and I, we have a lot of fun together.
We
laugh.
laugh. Like,
a lot.
I don't laugh with anyone like I laugh with him.
Yeah.
Because whether it's on the phone, whether he's here or not, we laugh a lot.
Yeah.
But then we also, like, just going back to talking business, it's like...
I thought you were going to say going back to talking about sex.
I'm trying to steer away from it.
She was trying to walk away from it.
Which, by the way, because like, how long have the two of you been together?
9 years.
Almost 9 years.
Almost 9 years.
And you'd think that much time together is probably not much of how Mario shows up that surprises you. And so coming into the podcast, right, you're probably thinking, who knows what's going to come out of his mouth? And then the look on your face when it was just like, you didn't see that coming. It's almost like there was a point.
Surprised by him.
There's almost like there was a point where you actually believe that maybe we get through this whole thing
without him bringing it up.
Right. Yeah.
But
it is odd. I mean, you have to have different facets of your relationship, and they all have to be compartmentalized. Like, it can't always be like, Mario, I need to order more things, because I mean, the magazine, when we started, what was funding my business? That part of the business, right? Like, so luckily we had that, but thank goodness that you had an open mind. And and then when things actually were selling, he was like, good job.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Like, good job. He goes, wow, baby, you sold so much stuff. I'm like, well, that was the point.
It was one of those, like,
He thought,
kind of slow clap.
You could say it. Did you actually think this was just like, okay, she's just going to try this, and then
I did. Yeah.
But you know what I love about that is that you still worry a yes, because a lot of husbands will be a no, because even if they don't believe that this is going to be something, they'll say, no, we're not going to do that because it's going to be a waste of time. Mm-hmm. You were like, well, I don't know if this is going to be something, but go for it, honey. I believe in you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like that.
Well, Toby is the person, if she grabs things, she goes full throttle.
Yeah. But then I'm also the person, if it's not
like
how I like
she's going to fizzle out.
I'm out. I can walk away too. But this is, I feel very passionate about this. Yeah. In fact, I have to rein myself in, because I could just be creating new products all the time. Yeah. But you learn in business, you have to get your core products to a certain level before you start putting it out. You can't have too many.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I've never understood the alternative to saying yes, though, right? Because Bella's very entrepreneurial, no surprise. And I've always been a yes to everything.
Sometimes you should have been a no.
No, I don't want to. Maybe. No, I've been a no, sir. Like,
I've not.
He has not ever said no to me.
There's a reason.
Yeah. But I think it's also...
I have said, like, maybe not now, right? Like, focus on this, right? And just then we have a conversation, and then she'll be like, yeah, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I do need to, like, not
rein it
split up my energy so much. Yeah. Right. But it's always been, but if you still want to go,
you know what? I asked you the other day, remember? I'm like, baby, would you ever say no to me if I said, hey, I want to, whatever. I want to go on vacation tomorrow. Like, just by myself, go.
I said no.
And what did you say?
He's like, yeah, probably no. I would figure it out. No, so that's the thing, is
Toby
like, you would not.
That, and I said no.
Yeah.
Mario thinks I'm never going on another girls' trip again.
Okay. No. Yeah, you won't.
This is one day. It'll just
because that's the way things have always worked.
Yeah.
Right. No matter what. If it's like moving here to Kelowna. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Where were you from?
Edmonton.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had, like, there was no need to leave Edmonton. We had a beautiful home, good income, all the things.
Says you.
Right. And then
I needed to.
And then when we decided to come this way, like, I mean, everybody, friends, family, like, you guys are nuts. What are you doing? Yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do for work? How are you going to, right? Where are you going to work? We're just like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. And then we made the move. We came over here and we figured it all out, and we're still here.
Thriving. Yes.
Yeah. And thriving.
Yeah.
So,
because we always say, if you have, like, the passion and the desire, you'll just make it happen. I told him on my birthday, 5 years ago. I'm like, I want a flight to Kelowna, a realtor over there, and a for sale sign on my house here in Edmonton, or I'm leaving you and the children. And then you can commute if you want to stay in Edmonton, but I'm no longer living here. And he's like, baby, relax. I'm like, yes, let's go. And that's what we did. We flew here on my birthday in March. And then that year, end of June, is we were moving out. And we had nothing. I started reaching out to community on social media. I made friends, get established. She got headhunted by a company in BC, and boom, here we are.
And there you are.
You know, but if you just sit and people are like, oh, what is a 5-year plan, 10-year plan? I'm like, no, the plan is now. It's if you want it, you have to.
Well, there's that window of opportunity too, like that window of favor and whatever, like you believe spiritually, whatever. But like I always believe, like if God puts something in your heart, then you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a window. So if you wait in your time of favor and you don't jump at it, you can miss it. You can miss it. It'll come. Something else will come again. But there's all these little windows. Yeah. And I just want to jump through as many as I can because.
Yeah. But I think that's a key recipe, right? Or a key ingredient to the recipe is that having a partner that is of a mindset of, yes, like we'll figure it out. Instead of thinking about all the reasons why it can't work, is thinking about the reasons why it can work first. And if for whatever reason you go through all the cans and they keep coming back as like, nope, not, then you go, okay, you know what, maybe this won't work. But we've never been there.
But one thing can lead to something completely different. Like I thought when I was running for politics last winter that was what I was going to do. And I'm so glad it didn't work out. Yeah. But it showed me I needed to do something else as well. Like I love radio, but I'm done work at 10 in the morning. Yeah. So I have a whole day.
Yeah.
And I'm still like now's the time. You know.
And I love that because one of these pictures up on the wall, the one with the long hallway and the door at the end and the pillars, use that as a metaphor all the time, is that you set your sights on a goal and you start moving towards it. And then you start to realize that in between all those pillars, as you're moving toward, there's actually other doors, other opportunities. But if you didn't take the action first towards that, you would never know that. Yeah. You'd be stuck at the end of that hallway looking at that one thing. That's it. Yeah. Right. And so going down, you found now what you're doing and you're probably loving it more than politics.
Oh God, yes.
And you get to be
politics right now. Yeah.
And now you get to be in the magazine because if you're in politics, you wouldn't be.
We don't talk about politics.
No. Yeah. No, but actually I'm listening to a podcast, not a podcast, an audiobook right now, and that is talking about that very same thing. And it has more to do about taking action.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, just take an action.
Yeah.
Because if you're not doing anything, nothing will happen. Yeah. Regardless. Yeah. Like leaning back.
We're also, I mean, I don't think in this room we are, but most people are afraid of failing. Yeah. And really, if you think that all the way through, if you never fail in life, then you never achieve anything.
That's right.
Getting somewhere is a result of failing and getting up and failing. And whatever it's failing is. It doesn't have to be like obliterating your finances. That's not, but just little things,
you
right?
Have to, in order to get that like aha moment and get your shit together. Because when you're looking, you look at a lot of successful people, they hit rock bottom to get to the top. Because
like when Mario lost his job, I was like, oh. But then if you are a person who, I mean, Mario's never going to not have work like that. He's just that type of person. Yeah. So as soon as I could just let that go, and I was like, oh, and somehow it just all works out. Like our life never really changed. I'm like, okay, all right, fine. Yeah. Now let's change it.
And I can veto that under credit card payments.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been an adventure. 2025 was like as the start of a lot of things, and now this year I feel like is just going to be that year of.
Yeah. So what are your goals for 2026? Because we don't, I know you may or may not be. The year of the snake was about the shedding. 17th of February is the year of the horse. Fire horse, which is all momentum and speed and getting.
You can feel that though, can't you actually feel that in the world?
Oh my gosh,
I feel that.
So what is your vision for 2026? You asked the question last podcast, like if you had one thing at the end of 2026 that was like, yes, I made it, or yes, that was my goal. It was a success. What would it be?
Like if maybe you've got 4 or 5 10 goals, but if you at least crushed one of them, let's say you don't hit all the rest of them, but you hit this one, you can look back and be like,
I want to scale this business to over $1 million by the end of this year.
When you say over $1 million what?
Dollars in revenue.
After everything.
Net.
No, that's not. No, revenue.
Yeah.
The net, that's something else. That depends how much you spend.
I would like that as...
But it's more the revenue, because expenses you can adjust and make that accordingly. But if I can scale that business over $1 million in a little bit over a year and a half, we're good.
Yeah.
And that's just the first year and a half.
Yeah.
So then you just keep working from there.
And is that $1 million just
with the magazine?
Just with the magazine, or the brand with the products
He's not even thinking of me.
I don't even think about that. No, I think overall, but
But you're thinking with the magazines, like expanding into different markets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you'd say that.
No. Well, that equals to revenue.
Yes, he's got other markets. His eye on other markets.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. So that's mine. What's yours?
Well, mine is, I feel like finding a way now to take the product and then take my years of media experience, because I've been doing this for 33 years.
Yeah.
So now to take that and somehow combine it. I've got a few things brewing.
Yeah.
But like I say, I love my job. So if I can keep my job, that's great. That's great. But just finding a way to get the product out to more places, but in a kind of a unique way, whether that's live online shopping, almost like a shopping network, but do it live because I can do that. Or is it just working on wholesale and getting it out to different things?
Maybe
I don't
you're
know.
onto something with the online shopping,
like live.
Maybe, would you think? So I'm just brainstorming now, right? It's like the entrepreneurial brain happening real time. Is like online shopping with clothing, but now online shopping with different. Would you bring on different brands, or would you just do yours?
This is the other thing.
Right?
Like
Because
it could be a whole different revenue. Like come and I'll basically shopping channel it for you. And have people come on with it.
And then in that way.
So there's there's just
10%. You heard it here first.
Heard it here.
It lives on.
Anyway,
whatever it molds into, we'll see.
I'm not quite as directed as him, but I just know there's
something
Like
brewing.
I know having it, running it out of my office at home, it's going to change this year. That will change. Yeah.
And I love that you're talking about it, because when you're talking out there, people will come up and they'll tell you what they need, give you ideas, and that will start shifting and molding on what it needs to be. As long as you're listening, I always say, people, you need to listen to what people are telling you, so that when you do take that step, it's in the direction that is going to be successful, versus us. You have an ego sometimes. I'm doing it my way, and that's it, right? So,
This is where you guys are a good tag team, because he's the listener and you're the talker.
Well, that doesn't leave much hope for us. I was just like, but
yeah, you're a good listener.
Okay, well, thanks.
He does. Yeah, well, I can listen.
Uh-huh.
You even have to laugh.
Because when she said it, she bit her lip. Yeah.
I do listen. Way too many people all the time. So I stopped listening.
And those people are just the ones inside your head.
That's right.
Sometimes.
There's a few.
There.
There's a couple hamsters on all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So, on that note, 2026, we're going to have an amazing brand moving into online shopping channel.
Look at she's saying it. There it is.
It's in there. Yeah. And LIV Magazine in many different markets with $1 million in the bank account.
Are you going to move down to the States?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
You did talk.
Not moving.
No. The magazine.
The magazine potentially.
Yeah.
It's a big market.
Well, Alberta is going to become the
51st states. Yeah. No, but you know what? We should maybe revisit that one at the end of this year and see where we actually are.
We should, yeah.
Okay.
I wonder, right? Like lifestyle luxury. How do you think it hasn't changed, and how do you think it is going to change? since if we're going to come back to this at the end of 2026, because there's something about, it's not just the fact that you produce a magazine.
No,
right?
No.
There's something about what's in it that has people wanting to read it. They get excited about reading it.
Yes, because we're always looking for interesting people to talk about, right? Like, and you learn about your community.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what a lot of people miss these days. People don't know what's happening and where they
Locally.
live and and who's doing what. You know, they'll be somewhere and you don't know about a new restaurant because you don't go down that street downtown. But if you open up a magazine and see beautiful food and you learn about the chef and he was here and here and here and oh my gosh, like, you know, his wife is doing the pastry. You don't know, but there's so many interesting stories. So I think it's the stories. It looks beautiful.
People,
and it's that feeling.
People in communities, even in smaller ones, and Kelowna is a smaller community. We are always invested in our local content as much as we are listening to the Gary V's and the Tony Robbins and all that shit. But we have no relationship to them because we don't see them.
Yeah.
So if you have local content here and you elevate it with the beautiful products that we have out here and you show the beautiful homes that a local builder built, like you invested by default.
Yeah.
We are always invested in our own community more than we are in Toronto. You can buy an Architecture Digest, read it, and see a beautiful home in Toronto.
But where, somewhere.
How are you relating to that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, at least, I was like, oh my God, that's up at Wilden. Oh my God, I've been driven by that. This is how it looks like on the inside. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, give them that kind of a feeling.
And it comes down to that ritual again.
Yeah.
And that's really what I love. Like to sit down, have a nice cup of coffee or tea. You have that moment where you flip through the magazine. Like just pulling people back into like tactical things because we live so much in a digital world.
Yeah.
And it's on us. Like we have to, if you don't want to get sucked into that and be taken down that road, you have to pull back a little bit and you have to. So if we can give them beautiful products and a beautiful magazine and just be one of the things that kind of cuts through that digital noise, then that would be, that's great.
Love it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. And I do like sitting down with a good magazine that looks pretty.
Right.
I'm
and
into
something
pretty
that's
things.
nice on your coffee table.
That's right.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, we'll see you at the end of 2026.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
you.
For coming, and we will revisit this and we will
See
ask
where
the
we are.
question.
I'm sure you're going to ask us for a cut on the percentage anyways.
100%.
Yeah.
10%.
Where's my check?
Come with those numbers.
Yeah.
Bring your financials.
That's right.
Yeah,
Bring the
right.
statements. Right? We want to see them. So where can people find you guys?
Well, they can find us on livemagazine.ca or on Live Lifestyle.
Livelifestyle.ca is our website, and then livelifestyle.ltd on Instagram.
Okay.
Love that. Okay.
Okay, till next year. No, just kidding. Next time.
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights to elevate your life and business.
If you found value in our conversation, spread the love. Share this episode with family and friends, and let's grow this supportive community together.
And don't forget to like and follow us so we can reach more amazing people just like you.
Until next time, remember, let's not sugarcoat it. Keep it real, raw, and unfiltered.